I log in as a IT user 2. In my control panel, I'm going to network and internet, network and sharing center. Sorry. This one. Okay. When you click on change your home page, so it is throwing a error, right? Access to this feature has been disabled by restriction set by your system administrator. Okay, so this is coming, right? And next also I'm going to internet options. You can see the general tab is disabled. So this is our morning practical, right? So so this is how we are getting because of the policy we are made in a server, right? So this because of this we are getting like this. If you go to this one, disable general page is linked to IT support. Okay. Now, okay, I close my this one DSA dot MSC. Okay, so I'll put a center so you can look at properly. So I'll put a cap letters DSA dot MSC. It means Active Directory users and computers. That's it. Okay. If you know run commands more, then you need to use the mouse or searching for options. Better to know certain run commands at least. Okay, so this is my users and computers. Okay, so this is my group. Okay, this is my group. This is the domain local group. Members, I add already IT user 2. Only one user. I remove other users. So I use only one user, IT user 2. Okay. And IT user 2, IT user 1 is a member of some DG1, but not in my SG1. Okay. So this is my SG1 group, and group members are IT user 2 only. Okay. So I added that user like that. So I added IT user 2 to XSG1. So that's it. If you want to minimize or close, no problem. Now I'm going to click on my here under IT support. I have IT restriction policy. Then I'm going to delegation. So click on delegation tab. You can see add also there. Okay, you can see add is there, and as well as advanced is also there. Okay, you can go to add or advanced. I'm going advanced. I click on advanced, and then it is showing security things. So normally the policy is applied on all authenticated users. It means the policy is applied on everybody in the particular that OU. Okay. Now I'm going to add. I click on advanced. So again I will do it. So in my group policy management under IT support, I have a IT restriction policy. Okay. I click on delegation tab and advanced. Click add. The group I am adding. You can add user also, no problem. But group I am adding SG1, XSG1 is a group, right? So this group is adding. In the group, only one member is there. You can have multiple members, but I have only single member in that one. That is IT user 2. Okay. Now, so I click on the group. Then can you see apply group policy? Apply group policy. Deny. So what I'm going to do is all IT support users, groups, and computers affect with the policy. In that one, SXG1 group and group users are denied with the policy. The policy won't apply on them. The policy won't apply on the member of this group. Okay, in this group, on this group, member of this group members not affected with the policy. Okay, the policy won't apply on these members. Okay, I denied it. So can you see deny? Apply group policy, deny, check mark. Apply. Okay. Okay. Now, so here I no need to specify any other users here. It is everybody who can able to authenticate. Just refresh. Okay. Otherwise, click here and refresh better. Okay. So it will happen. These are this button I press. Okay. And also we should do GP update, right? Okay. So I'm updating policy in my server, and here also I'm updating the policy. Okay. If you forget the update the policy, no problem. Sign out, sign in. Then you sign in again, so it will apply policy anyway. So I'm signing out from my IT user 2. Again, I will sign in with the same user. Okay, let it sign in. We'll see working or not working. I will share some of my PPTs. One is DHCP, another one is DNS. I don't know where is this printer kind of stuff here. Okay, I'm sharing another DHCP DNS. Like two DHCPs, two DNS are there. One is old, one is new one. This is new one, this is old one. So I'm going to share this one. Guys, study. Tomorrow we're going to discuss this one. Actually, today we have to discuss, but we are already late. Yeah, no problem. So today we'll complete this, and again tomorrow also won't happen because we have a meeting. I have a meeting, company meeting. Okay, so go through these PPTs. Okay. Okay, I log in with this client. So, right now go to the control panel. Network and internet. Now it is open. See, policy is there. I didn't disturb my policy. I only add a group. The group members should not get this policy. So automatically this is open, or you can go to the internet options. The general tab is there. Okay. If you want to test it with a different user, you can test it. Like you can log out from this IT user 2. I'm logging with IT user 1. IT user 1 is not a member of the group XSG1 group. Okay, is not a member. So we'll see IT user 1 admin @123 password. Actually, we can do easily DHCP practical. Practical is quite easy. Theory is very important. It is taking a lot of time to log in, and that's why we open IT user 1. Okay, let it load. It is still showing this thing. Okay, no problem. Let it load. Give it some time. Control panel. Still it is not properly setting. So control panel. WAN address control is enough. In run control, this is the follower. I don't want this one. Yeah, I want control panel, network and internet. Use your so change your home page. Now see, policy is there. It is applied, but the policy is not applied on only the particular group. Okay. So if you go to internet options, see general tab still missing. But when I log in with IT user 2, it is working. So what is the difference? In the difference is, okay, the difference is the delegation for this particular group I given a custom means particularly apply group policy deny. So the group members don't get policy. So they don't get this policy. They don't, the policy is not enforced on them. Okay. So who is the member of that group? Who is the member of this group is IT user 2. That's why IT user 2, the policy is not applying. It is applying on only IT user 1. If you log in with R user 1, policy will apply on R user 1 also. But it won't apply on IT user 2 because of he belongs to this group. I mentioned this group particularly in a policy. I can add a single user also, but I didn't add it. So this is one, and this is another one. So just observe it. You can, if you want to apply to a particular user only, you can just remove this one and add a particular user or a particular group. So it will apply on a particular group only or particular user only. It won't apply on everybody. So that is the thing. Security. Here it is. We can say don't apply. We can say here apply, like that we can able to mention. But we cannot link the policy to the user, but we can change their settings. So you can see, you can read it. The settings in a GPO can only apply in the following groups, users and computers. Okay, like that also we can able to do it. Guys, I told only two policies, but printer, when we are dealing with the printer kind of stuff, that time I will show you one more policy. So it will totally become three policies. And if you go to any standard institute, any basic institute, always remember, okay, so the what is group policy, what is the use of group policy, okay, and how to do the group policy. How to do the group policy is to create a group policy, edit the group policy, link the group policy, update the group policy, verify the group policy. Okay, that is important. So create, edit, link, update, and verify. So these five things, if you are keeping in mind, and if you do it one by one, you can do it. It's not a big deal also. Okay. Some people will do, they create a policy, they don't link the policy. They will edit the policy, they created a policy, they link the policy, they update the policy, and when they are verifying, the policy is not applied. Follow? So why? Because you are not linking the policy. Some are create the policy, they link the policy, but they don't edit the policy. Some are edit policy, instead of editing in a user configuration, they do in a computer configuration. They sign out, sign in, sign out, sign in. It won't work. So that is the thing. Okay. If you want to deploy an application also, you can deploy it. Okay. So this is about your group policy thing. So remember, study and steps. Study is important. Steps are important. That's it. Okay. Studying about what is the group policy is important. Where we can able to link, where cannot able to link. So we cannot link to a direct user, group, computer, and default OUs. And we can link to site, domain, and OUs and sub OUs also. So to do group policy thing, first we have to go to tools, server manager, tools, group policy management, group policy management. So then group policy management console will open. So expand each and everything and go to group policy object. Then in that one, create a group policy. Which one you want, name you want to put it, put the name and edit the policy and what is the settings you want to do it. Then link the policy to OU domain or a site. Then just refresh it and then update the policy in both the server and client. Okay, by running gp update /force. Space is there, guys. Okay, space is there. gp update space force. If you are giving only gp update also, okay, no problem. /force is just an option or optional. Okay, and verify the policy. That's it. Next, one more small point is there. Here in a client. Actually, this is not important, but if you want, you can do like this. GP result in a RU. Okay, /h, and you have to do where you want to store this result. Okay, so you have to give the location or the name of that one. So I'm giving some name, GP result 1.html. It is gathering all the group policies applied on this particular user. I think so. I log in as a IT user one. What are the policies are applied on this policy? So you can write down this one, GP result space /h / some name.html. Now the page is created under this one. So I have to go to that one. Actually, you should specify under some desktop or anything, then we can see. I use normally, right? So that's why. Users, my user is IT user one. Yeah, this is the policy. Just open it. Okay, so you can open it with any browser you want. It's HTML file. Why it is showing like this? It's not required. Just it is. Okay, I will open with Chrome. I don't know why it is this much of slow. Okay. So local page. Okay, I already sent DHCP, DNS. Just check the DHCP at least today. Okay, so this is a policy data. It is applied on yours. This is denied policy. Some denied policy also there on yours. Applied policy. Can you see two policies are there on you? Desktop wallpaper policy is there, and on your IT restriction policy also there. Okay, this is applied GPOs. This is denied GPOs. Okay, there is no local group policy. Something is there that is denied, but you can see two policies are there. So guys, remember my command. Just this is the command. Okay. If you want, I will put it in your chat box. It is not that one. Leave it. Okay. So GP results space /h GP results one.com. Okay. Actually, we don't have much time, so then I will show you only few things in my server. So that to group policy related one only. So important things, you can verify, read it and write it. Okay. So DHCP won't happen today. We should extend the time. Okay. So this is default domain policy. Okay. Can you see default domain policy? Uh, these are settings. What are the policies on here? You can able to see it. You can see account policies. Okay. You can read it from here also. You click on a default domain policy settings. You can read it from here also. Okay, like this, like this. So I will show you directly by going to edit. If you don't want to take risk, then don't go there. Okay. So the policies under computer configuration only and Windows settings. Do not change anything, just for a reading. I don't know. We are exhausted or the computer is exhausted. It is going to not responding. How much work it is doing? I mean, still recording. Okay. Okay. So what are the default domain policies? Also, we'll see there is the important policies are there like this. So it will take time to load. Okay. So before I will explain. So this is a computer policy. They created in the only under computer policy. That too, it's linked under directly under domain, means what are the policies are in the default domain policies applied to entire domain, users, groups, computers, everybody affected with that policy. Here actually the policies are belongs to your account related only, user related only. Under security, account policies are there. So account policies, under that one, password policy, account lockout policy, Kerberos policy, are there. Three policies are under account policies. Go to security settings. Okay, you can see a lot of policies are there, but not everything is enabled. But three policies are important: account policy, local policy, event log policies. Under account policy, again, three policies are there: password policy, account lockout policy, and Kerberos policy. Just verify, guys. This just verification only. So I'm going to password policy. Maximum password age. Can you see maximum password age is 42 days. So you must change the password within the 42 days. If you increase it, like I can increase maximum password age is up to 998 days. You can give 0 to 999 or 1 to 999 days is the maximum. So you should change the password before 998 days. Means I can give some 900 days, so my password won't expire up to that one. But in a security reason, they'll change to 30 days, 40 days, like that. If you take the bank accounts, every 180 days, the bank password will expire. Okay, every 180 days, bank password will be expiry, right? Minimum password age. Some password freaks are there. This is for lazy people. This is for freaking people. Okay, I'm a lazy person, so I don't want to put a password first of all. And next one is, if I put a password, make it password permanently, not required to change every regular time. In ethical hacking, the first lesson, even I'm not an ethical hacking person, but there is a lesson like people can guess your password. There is actually softwares are not there for hacking your password. They guess your password. That is the first thing. Means password is favorite names, favorite dates, phone numbers. Okay, like that. If anybody talking for 10 days, 20 days, so they will observe from your, based on your keyboard typing or your favorite names and days. So then they will understand your password, so they can log into your account. So for security reason, frequently required to change your password is important, and you should remember the password. It should be rememberable and should be secured. Okay, next one is minimum password age. Some people are there. Sorry, I told my password to you. I have to change the password. Every day, at least 2, 3 times, they will change the password and they will raise the ticket. Admin, I forget my password. Please reset my password again. Okay, my password is got compromised. Someone is logging. So there is a certain freaks are there. So still I don't know so how to deal with these people. They're always like how their password is compromised every day. I don't know. Daily they'll change the password or maybe very frequently, and they will forget their password also. I don't know is the best answer for their mark. Okay. So for those people, at least give 1 day. Don't change within a 1 day. If you double click, if you want change, you can change it, or you want explanation, you can read it. Next is password length. You know, some people give a password, lazy people again, ABCD password completed. So for them, so we are giving a minimum 7 characters required for a password. That's why I always use admin@123. Explanation. So you can give a standalone server 0 also. If you give 0 means without a password, 0 means no password. Okay, or by default 7 in a domain controller. But can you see how much length we can give? 14 characters only. No, again, password freaks are there. Lazy people, freak people. Lazy people give ABCD. Freak people, what they will do? 20, 30 letters are there. They will put a one poem. You know, they'll write some quotation, favorite quotation as a password. So no one will hack you. But while you are typing, you do mistakes. So that's why our domain policies are insisted, group policies insisted maximum 14 only. Don't give more than 14. If you give more than 14, I don't know what will happen. I didn't never do that. Actually, I don't disturb this. Password meet complexity requirement. Complexity is required. Some people put a simple name, admin123, or maybe hello is a password. Okay, something like that. Lenovo or maybe administrator is a password. So they'll give a plain names instead of that one. So give the some complex name, one cap letter, one small letter, digits, and certain special characters. These are the special characters you can give. Not all special character won't work, like a spaces, that kind of stuff won't work here. Dots won't work here, but this will work. Exclamatory mark, at the rate is work, but it is not given here. Dollar will work, hash symbol will work, percentage work. Okay, like that. That is a secure password. Store password and reversible encryption kind of stuff. It is password history. What is password history? You know, when you're changing the bank password or Facebook password, after 2, 3 tries, and you given a password of previous one. So what will happen? It will tell this password is already given. Give the new password, because people think like your password is already compromised. If you give all previous password, then obviously anybody can guess the password, right? So password history. So usually 3 best option. There is a 24. Last 24 passwords it will remember. It means you want to repeat the password, you have to calculate what is 24, 25 password before you can give it. Like you are given already 30 passwords. It means you can give first password now. Okay, first, second, third, up to 5th password you can give. Now, last 24, you have to calculate. I don't have time to give that entire 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of stuff. Because we have a 7 minutes to disconnect, guys. So I'm just will tell this one, and then we'll meet tomorrow. You can do this practical. I think so. It is heavy for you. Group policy thing. That's why I'm stopping here. So complete group policy today, guys. So tomorrow I can put everything on DHCP, DNS, mainly DHCP, and questions also there. Lot of questions. Okay, check the port number. Okay, account lockout policy. You know, ATM. If you type password 3 times wrong, 24 hours lock. Same thing only. This is lockout threshold. How many times a user can give wrong password? Okay, for example, you are giving a you can give up to 999. Okay, like that. If I given how many invalid attempts, he can do it. He do, for example, three times he type then it is account is locked for particular duration. Like this, you can give duration also. If you give something like 1 hour lockout duration, so he typed wrong password in the threshold, done like 3 times wrong password. So next 1 hour he cannot log in. So next 1 hour account is locked. He has to wait for 1 hour, like that. Okay, understand account lockout policy. This is Kerberos policy. I'm telling now Kerberos policy, but I will explain in that one. So you should remember what it is I'm showing. Okay, what is Kerberos policy? Very simple thing. I'm removing this one, so because I thought you are already written. Okay, I will save it. Okay, so I will save it and then new. Okay, actually, I will explain separately this one, but look at now, very simple. This is client, this is server. Okay, so this is server, this is client, my domain controller. So when our user is login here, so okay, when our user is login, it is and for authentication. Okay, domain controller verify user account and authenticate, right? Once it is got authenticated, our server will give a ticket. Okay, a ticket, it will give a ticket. The ticket we call it as a actually the ticket we call it as a ticket granting ticket. It means it's a user ticket granting ticket. The ticket name is ticket granting ticket. So it will give it to user. User got a ticket. Now he can able to log into the client. Okay. So whenever he accessing any service in the network, he use a ticket and ask for the service. So then he will get a service ticket. Okay. So like this, this is a ticket. If you got authenticated, you got ticket. Like if you have experience in flight, you will get a boarding pass. You got a ticket, flight ticket you having. Okay, so when you pay, you will get a ticket. But to boarding into the flight, you need a boarding pass. So like that. Okay, so it's a ticket. Okay, so when you are got authenticated, you will get a ticket. That is this one, lifetime of that ticket. So once you got a ticket, how many hours or how many days the ticket is valid? Okay, the ticket is valid. 10 hours ticket is valid. If you don't log in for once you log out and you didn't log in for the next 10 hours, you may not log in again. Okay, so like that. The ticket is stored in your system only. Ticket is stored in your system only. And once you log in and no one is logging again, you are not log out or no one is logging. Or you log in once, you log out. You log in once, you log out. After 1 or 2 hours, you log in. You can log in, no problem. Without domain control also, you can log in later. First time domain control is important. Once you have a ticket, if you are disconnected from domain also, no problem, you can log in. But if you log out and someone is logging and domain control is disconnected, now you want to log in, you cannot do it. So that's the magic. Okay. Remind me tomorrow or any other time, just ask me this one. Okay. That is once you got a ticket, validity is 10 hours. And this is service ticket. You are asking for a particular service to access and you will get a service ticket. How many days it is valid? It is how many minutes? 600 minutes. It means again 10 hours. Service ticket 10 hours. Once you got a service ticket, 10 hours validity of the ticket, and user ticket is a 10 hours. Okay. Maximum tolerance for clock synchronization is 5 minutes. It means server to the client clock synchronization is okay with the 5 minutes, 1, 2, 3 minutes, up to 5 minutes. Okay. If more difference is there, like now my server is 4010. In my client, it is a less or more of the 4010. Okay, 410 is less or more 410. 5 minutes less or more, then no problem. In my client, it is 430 problem. It is 330 problem. Okay, understand that one. Okay, maximum lifetime of user ticket renewal 7 days. Within a 7 days, you should renewal. Otherwise, it won't work. Okay. Next, local policies are there. Audit policy, user right assignment policy, security policy. Guys, we're about to disconnect. So complete group policy tomorrow. By tomorrow morning, you should be completed. Any issues, please tell me. I will tell. So this is completed. Okay.